I obviously had too much time on my hands. Staying in, staying safe, was driving me crazy. I'd read, researched, made calls. What else was there to do? And then it hit me. Experiment. Okay, I am super excited for this one this week. If you have a Zhiyun Crane 2 or any other model that Zhiyun makes of camera gimbals, this one's gonna be for you. I found a hack. I hacked a hack, I discovered a hack, I discovered a hack. That's it, there we go. Zhiyun is calling it motion memory, and you're not gonna find it within the menu of the gimbal itself or the menu of the app. It's sort of a hidden feature, but they have a name for it, but you can't find it in the app, so I don't know. It's a hack. You kind of have to figure it out on your own. So what am I talking about? You can program or save up to 5 programmable positions for the camera to repeat over and over and over again until your batteries run out or it explodes. You can use this for a motion time lapse, or you can use it like I did to clone yourself within a moving frame. It'll also prove useful if you happen to shoot a lot by yourself and you want to get more dynamic shots rather than just, locking off your camera and just getting a static shot of you doing something. Add some movement. But the number one rule in filmmaking is don't just move the camera just to be moving the camera. Have some sort of motivation for that camera movement. In this circumstance, I wanted to show the different activities, the different, boredom. I wanted to show the space that I'm confined in within this quarantine pandemic thing that we're going through, and there you go. That was my motivation for the camera movement, in which I chose for the beginning sequence. Now that I've explained the what, we've gone over the why, now it's time to get to the how. First of all, make sure your gimbal is completely up to date. There are several videos online in which you can figure out how to update the gimbal that you have, so I definitely suggest you updating the gimbal just to make sure that you are able to access this feature. It's super easy. I did it, I think, in like 10 minutes. Second, make sure that you have the ZY Play app downloaded on your phone or your iPad or whatever mobile device that you use that can download apps. Now, if you already have the app, make sure that it is up to date. And thirdly, grab the camera, grab the gimbal, make sure they're both charged, and off we go. Now, once you have balanced the camera onto the gimbal, you're gonna wanna go ahead and turn both on, and then open up the Zhiyun Play app on your phone or whatever you have the app installed on. Then find the gimbal that you happen to own and press connect now, and then you're gonna have a device list that comes up, and press connect. It's gonna be connecting via Bluetooth, and there we go. Press enter, and you're gonna wanna make sure to have the video setting on instead of the photography setting. Now, I do want to go ahead and tell you that if you do have a camera that is compatible with the Crane 2 or any of the other Cranes, and you do have the cable that connects the physical gimbal to the camera, you're gonna wanna unplug that, because if you do that, it's gonna be communicating with the camera, and in this hack, you don't really want that, and I'll show you why in a little bit later. Go ahead and press the film icon at the top left, and you're gonna see this drop-down menu, and we're gonna choose moving time lapse. This next menu pops up, and it's gonna say add waypoints. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find our first camera position. I have it on L mode so I can pan left and right. So let's just say I wanted the camera to start here. Looks good to me, and we're gonna press plus, and that's gonna give us our A point. Now, all we're gonna do is press, or get the camera to where we want the second point to be, and press the plus sign for point B. Now you can add up to 5 points, but just for the sake of time in this tutorial, we're just gonna do points A and points B. Next, you're gonna press next, and then you're gonna have a menu that comes up here. Now, this is the reason why you don't want it connected via cable to your camera, because we're not actually doing a time lapse. So we don't want all of that time lapse information to be communicating through the gimbal to the camera, because we're not doing a time lapse. So just ignore time interval, shutter speed, and save form, and close shutter. Just ignore all of those. So the only thing we're really going to concentrate on is how long do we want the camera, or the gimbal rather, to take from point A to point B. Now, for the beginning sequence that I showed you in the video, we are going to do, I did 15 seconds. For this, let's just go ahead and set it at 8 seconds just for the sake of time. And there we go. Like I said, we're ignoring time interval, we're ignoring shutter speed. Our duration is set for 8 seconds. Save form is video, and this is the big one. You want to have save settings highlighted. Okay, save settings highlighted is going to create a preset within the app so that you can come back and run the same exact movement over and over and over again. Before you press start, make sure you are recording, get yourself into position, hide the phone unless the phone is in the shot, and then you're ready to go. So let's just go ahead and press start. There we go. It's doing its thing. Point A to point B in 8 seconds. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so if you want to repeat this movement, or you want to clone yourself, or you screwed up the first shot, or whatever it is, you're going to want to repeat some of the steps that we did earlier. So we're going to go back up to the film normal icon. We're going to press moving time lapse, and then you're going to now press preset. And you'll see that I have 2. The first preset was the preset that I had to shoot the cloning piece at the beginning of the vlog. The second preset is the one that I just did. Now it is organized by date and time. So I know that I did the beginning portion of this vlog on the 4th of May, and it is now the 5th of May. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And so we're gonna make sure that that one is highlighted. We're gonna press next. The same settings come right back up, and we are going to press start. Didn't have to touch the gimbal, didn't have to touch the camera, and there we go. It's doing the same exact movements from the same point A to the same point B. And there you go. It's, you know, it's pretty awesome. I think we're now in the age of camera robots, which is pretty cool because I didn't have to do anything. It moved exactly where I wanted it to, and yeah, I mean, it's that easy. I was super happy to figure this out, and I'm interested to see what you guys come up with. Now, since this is a hack, there are a few things to note. If you program more than 2 points, meaning we did a point A to a point B, but if you did a point A to point B to point C, the camera, once it reaches point B, it's gonna stop, it's gonna reposition, and then move to point C. So if you want that really smooth movement, just program an A point and program a B point. The second caveat, I guess, would be that I tried to do a full 360. So there were 2 more clone shots that I wanted to pull off in this that involved this spinning in a full 360 or very close to it, and it wouldn't do it. I tried it over and over and over again, and what it would do is I programmed it to go from point A to point B. And I don't know if there's a threshold or what it was, but when I pressed start, it only went from point A to point B this way. So it was only catching this much, and I wanted it to catch that much. So, you know, maybe it's because it's a hack. I'm not sure. I hope Zhiyun figures this out. If you're listening, Zhiyun, please, that would be super cool to be able to do a full 360 with points A and points B, but you can't, so you're gonna have to get creative. If you guys figure it out, please let me know. I would love to recreate that and test that out. And lastly, if your app is up to date, but it's just been hanging out on your phone, you might not be able to pull up the preset that you saved. And this was very frustrating. I couldn't figure out why. And then I emailed Zhiyun, and they, you know, wanted to confirm that I was using a compatible device, which I am. And then they said, okay, well then just delete the app and then reinstall the app and it should work. And it did. So no worries there. Just if you're having troubles or issues, just delete, then reinstall. And that's it, folks. Let me know if this was useful to you. Let me know if you plan on doing this or the different creative ways that you were planning on doing this. And next week, we're going to be editing that beginning sequence that you saw where I cloned myself. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And you guys know what to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. I can't do that. Here we go.